Good morning. Happy Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to The Money Cure, a podcast dedicated to ensuring your financial well-being, your financial evolution, and your financial success as it relates to the spirit of wealth and creating a universal abundant consciousness. I am your host, Sean Grant, and I am so happy and excited to be here with you and to share this opportunity to enlighten you about things that either you don't know, you've heard about, or things you've learned and you just need to kind of relearn them again. All right. So with that being said, I want to get right into our topic today. Financial transformation. Okay. Financial transformation. And if you look at the description of the title that I laid out, you will see that it says the most important thing you can do to create financial transformation. I got a news flash for you. People will pull you in, because they pulled me in the past, making you think that they'll have the one key to this, or the one key to that, or the three keys to this, or the three ways to that. And so, great information by all means, but don't get fooled into thinking that all you'll have to do is one thing, and then after that one thing, all your problems would be solved. If that was the case, we would die right after, because life is just not meant to be that boring. Life is set up in a way to where we can continue to grow and evolve and continue to get better and continue to learn new things and continue to teach and inspire others with the new things that we've learned. So I just wanted to throw that in. Never get fooled when you see something that says the one way to financial freedom or whatever it is. And if you notice, if you look at the description that I put in, it's an important thing that puts you on the track to financial. So it is something that puts you in line with continuing on the journey of being prosperous, of being abundant, of having a lot of financial resources at your disposal. Okay. So with that being said, I just wanted to clarify that. That's a bit of tidbit of information. And trust me, it will save you some money in the long run. When you know that life is just not about microwave quick fixes. It is a process. It is a journey. It is an excursion to becoming a better you. And the best part of it all is the steps that you take to get to the goal that you're trying to reach. All right. So what I want to talk about is that first step. And that first step is to understand that everything outside you physically does not matter. Okay? Everything outside you physically does not matter. And what I mean by that, what I truly mean by that, is whatever in your bank account has absolutely no indication on how abundant you are. Whatever is going on outside of you, in a sense of if you're booking a lot of clients or if you're making a lot of sales, it has nothing to do with how abundant or how wealthy you are. Here is the problem with society, and here's what I want to make sure you're aware of. Society has trained us to believe that wealth is about symbols. Wealth is about accumulation of things that a lot of people don't necessarily have. That is the complete opposite. Okay, because I'm going to tell you right now what wealth truly is. Wealth is one, and this is the most important, peace of mind. Wealth is knowing that regardless of what situation or circumstance you face, you have the ultimate provider on your side who can manifest however much money you need or desire at any point in time in order for you to live your highest evolution of consciousness. That is true wealth, right? So when I say that, There's going to be people that truly think I'm completely crazy. There's going to be people that truly think that, oh, well, he must be poor. Well, one, I'm not crazy, and two, I'm definitely not poor. So, but what I have is an understanding that my happiness lies in my ability to be at peace and to be in full acceptance and be completely in love with the person that I am. That will bring me the most happiness, not a certain amount of money in my bank. But here's the beauty of it all, and you may have heard me say this before. The thing is, when you search for that peace, when you find that peace, when you find that contentment, that joy, that inner happiness with who you are, and you love yourself unconditionally and completely, the pathway to unlimited financial resources not only will show up spiritually, I mean, well, they're already there spiritually, but these things will show up physically. And that's evident today. There's a lot of people out there who possess a lot of resources, but you would never know because they don't look like they're trying to flaunt it. If you got a man, or anybody for that matter, and this is my perspective, this is just my perspective, I feel like, if you got somebody that's repeatedly trying to flaunt the physical means that they have, then they're not very abundant in mindset. They're not very at peace, I guess you could say. A good indication would be guys like Mark Cuban, guys like Steve Jobs, guys like, Warren Buffett, who just, or even Bill Gates, they possess this immense amount of capital. I mean, like and I can say this, just stupid money, that more than any of us could ever even really imagine. And the guys are wearing like Fruit of the Loom jeans and t-shirts from like Walmart, or maybe not from Walmart, but it's like the plainest clothes ever, because it's like, okay, I'm wealthy, but I don't need to like flaunt it to you. I don't need to show you that I am and I have this capacity. Like, my focus is on my ability to provide better lives, higher consciousness, better products, but more importantly, to provide a lifestyle for people to improve their lives. That's what my focus is on, is helping humanity. And you can see that because it's not geared towards accumulation. It's geared towards making a difference in the entire world on a global level. And when that happens, it shows that your focus is on doing that. Now, you want to dress nice? Fine. If you want to, drive in cars, whatever it is, that's fine. A lot of times you'll see guys when they're really young, and women as well, they'll want to get status symbols. And I live in LA, so I see it more so than anything else. They want to get status symbols because they want people to think, oh, this person is a certain way. And it's just not the case. And so I know I've spent close to 9 minutes saying this, but what I want you to truly understand, and if you don't thank me now, you will thank me later. You will thank me down the road. It's not about what you have physically that makes you wealthy. It's about what you have spiritually that makes you wealthy. And an example is, I knew a guy a few years back. He was pulling in so much money. And I mean, it was just unbelievable, the amount of money and cash and just resources that he could just attract to himself, right? And so I look at that and I say to myself, man, you must be like feeling your very best. You must be just feeling great all around, and it must be something that you're super proud of. And when I tell you, his response was just like, okay, well, maybe it's not so good. His response, and I repeat, was, yeah, it's something. And I'm just thinking to myself, wait a minute, it's something that doesn't like display like the happiness that all of this money is supposed to bring. You know, it doesn't tell me like, okay, I got to make this amount of money in order to be truly happy and truly be the person that I want to be. In no way, shape, or form does it do that for me. And so from that point on, I started to think, you know what, if this guy is feeling this way and he's making that much money, obviously it's not the materialism or things that bring the happiness. There's something deeper to this. There's something much deeper. And what I started to discover when I turned to just basically pursuing the development of my intuition, my divine guidance, I find that men die every day with so much money, but they lack peace of mind. They lack the ability to be tranquil. They lack the ability to be in a space of not truly understanding what life is all about. And what life comes down to having a purpose more importantly that you love, developing the peace of mind to understand what direction you need to move in regarding that purpose, and not being in a space to where you're consistently chasing something that's fleeting. Like all these things, they go away. You know, what's amazing is the moment you buy a house or a car, it starts to depreciate in value until you do work on it. Cars especially, like the moment a car leaves the lot, not so much a house, but the moment a car leaves the lot, it goes down in value severely. And it's like one of the most interesting paradoxes. Like people pay all this money for these vehicles just to show that they have a certain type of status symbol. And then it's slowly, the more you drive it, starting to just dwindle in value. So it's all stuff to think about. And my goal for you guys is helping you to think about that and helping you to understand where your focus should be. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's bad if you want to go buy a Tesla. I'm not saying that, you know, you should be ashamed of yourself if you want to go buy a 19-bedroom house. You know, if you want to do that, great, that's fine. But what I'm saying is make sure that your happiness is not locked in to these items, because eventually you will not find it at all. The only way you can find happiness is in yourself, where God truly lives, where bliss, where joy, where unconditional love lives within your heart. That is how you find happiness. If you think it's in anything else, you're misguided, and you've got to find out how to change that. And the first way to do it is to embrace your spirituality and ask, basically, what do I need to see in order to be enlightened, in order to be truly happy? Not just happy and, hey, fun times, but truly happy. Happy where I can be excited about going to get the newspaper in the morning. I can be happy about going to get the mail. I can be happy about the most mundane tasks available to me. I can still be full of joy. How can I experience that? And that, when you reach that point, that is when you will experience a financial transformation. Why? Because here is a universal paradox to the T. And if you can learn this, if you can truly learn this, you'll never want for anything. You can have whatever you want in life when you get to a place to where you don't need it to be happy. Okay? You can get to a place of having anything you want in life when you finally reach that point of not needing it to be happy. And what I mean by that, your joy is not contingent upon circumstances. Your joy is not contingent upon things. You know, I think to the Bible and Job. Job's a great story. If you hadn't heard the story of Job, it talks about how he was a rich man. He was basically one of the millionaires of the Bible. And so the story goes, the devil says, if I take all of Job's possessions away, he still won't love you and worship you like you think, God. And God said, go ahead. Take all his possessions, take everything. I'll allow you to do it. And he did that. And he took them all away. And Job was completely poor, living in the dirt, homeless from being a millionaire. But yet and still, he was not fazed. He dealt with some tough times, no doubt, but he still trusted that there was a greater plan unfolding in his life spiritually. And he never got caught up in thinking that his life was over just because he didn't have these things. So, finally, when he got to the point where God felt like he had suffered enough and he had learned the lesson that he was still going to be loyal no matter what, he got all of his stuff back times like 100. So he got even more stuff because he proved, I don't need things to be able to be happy. I have me, I have my spirituality, I have my peace, I have the truth that the universe is providing for me. I have nothing to worry about. This is all I need to live a good life. And God saw that and he said, you know what? You have reached a point, congratulations, for your practice and doing everything you've just done through the test that I just gave you. You are now going to receive more than you had beforehand. And it's just like, it's such an amazing story to see something so just profound happen. And the thing is, a lot of people argue, well, the Bible's not real. The Bible is a bunch of fables. The Bible is this or the Bible is that. Who cares if it's fables? Who cares if it's not real? The fact of the matter is, it's a fable. It's a story in consciousness, a story in evolution about how people overcame troubles. If you want to learn stuff, you can learn tons of stuff from the Bible because the stories are there to help you to elevate your game, but more importantly, elevate your life to where you can do just about anything you need to do. And you find yourself when you get to a certain point of enlightenment, like a lot of these guys within the Bible, you don't want for things. You don't want for things. Your needs are met even before you decide that you need something. And that is the place that we want to move people to. That is the place to where we can call a financial transformation, because all this stuff is still in relation to money. It's no different from money. Like everything is just money is energy. Money is consciousness. Money is vibration. It's all these things, right? That once we get our minds right, once we get our hearts right, once we come to a place where we can vibrate and we can give value, and we can give value without any strings attached to it, we can start to attract financial resources in our lives. And then the beauty of it is not be contingent upon how much shows up in our life and how much doesn't show up in our life, and not have a nervous breakdown when we start to see our bank account go down a bit because we had to pay for this or we had to pay for that. That's when we know we've evolved to where my bank account can say $1 million or it can say $1. Either way, it doesn't affect how abundant I feel. It doesn't affect how much wealth I have just because a number, a make-believe number, because the thing is, you can't hold $1 million in your hand at once. It's just a computer telling you that you have a certain amount of money. So if you can get to a space to where, even if it starts out make-believing, that I have more than enough, all my needs are met, I am overflowing, I have more than enough to give, more than enough to live, all these great, wonderful things, what's going to happen is your consciousness is going to reflect into your life. And it will be the most beautiful, peaceful, amazing experience you could ever encounter. And why? Because you're not attached. I'm going to tell you this, and then I'm going to let you guys go. Attachment is the one thing that causes so much suffering to so many individuals in our lives. 96% of the world suffer because they become attached to things that they think they need to be happy. But I'm going to tell you this. Here's reasons to be happy. Here's reasons to truly be happy. You woke up this morning. Get happy. You had something to eat or to drink. Get happy. Be happy. You have clothes to put on your back. Even if they got holes in them, you still have clothes to put on your back. Be happy. You have a job. It might not be the best job. It might not be, or you have some kind of income coming in. It could be, I've gotten $2 checks from the SAG-AFTRA union. And still, I'm like, you know what? That's money coming in to my world. Thank you. You have people. You have at least one person who cares about you. You have friends. Be happy. You have, more importantly, you have access to be the person you want to be. You have a mind. You have a heart. You have a spirit, a soul to help you to be the person you want to be. Be happy. Those are the things that should make you happy. Those and those alone. And if we really want to narrow it down, health, food, shelter. Right? Health, food, shelter. We have those. We can be extremely excited about that and that alone, and we have to find a way to get to this point. Because, once again, and you can't allow things from the outside to affect you. Just because you see somebody with a Benz, don't allow that attachment to come onto you. Don't allow this perceived lifestyle, to push you into thinking that you can't be happy until you get this. Once again, get happy first. Become excited first. Be filled with joy first. With none of those things, and your life will change, and those things will come, and not only will your finances transform, your entire life will transform. Your relationships, your health, your emotional capacity, and your mental capacity will all transform from understanding how to be grateful, how to be happy with the basic needs that you have, because there's a bunch of people around the world who don't even have that. And yet they can still be excited about waking up, about playing, about running around in dirt, about, having 2 articles of clothing to wear throughout the entire year. Think about that and understand how blessed you are and what kind of life you are truly living. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful Thursday. If I don't get a chance to talk to you, have a wonderful weekend. And remember, you have everything that you need inside of yourself to not only to be wealthy, but to be happy, to be excited, to be joyful, to be at peace, to be in perfect health. Everything you need is in your heart space. Dive in, listen to it, and I promise you, you will be in a space of complete bliss and happiness, non-contingent upon anything outside of yourself. Have a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen. Take care.